Moi, Blind Channel. Hello.
Hello.
We are joined by Niko and Joel, the two frontmen of Finland's Eurovision 2021 act Blind Channel. Hi.
Hi, man.
You guys, first of all, congratulations. You got your blue tick on Twitter. I know this was a hard task.
It was harder on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
A lot of work to do.
That one.
Yeah, I saw you posting. What was the delay?
Well, I'm not sure, but we got help from the Uuden Musiikin Finland. They help us out, and then finally we got it. So everything is good now.
Excellent. And as a starting point, you guys perform evil pop. What exactly is evil pop?
It's violent pop, actually.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm cocking up everything. I messed up Instagram. I messed up Twitter.
Actually, evil pop has a nice vibe to it as well.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to change it. Evil pop sounds amazing too. But the violent pop idea, the way it used to be before it was evil pop, the idea behind the violent pop thing was that, well, easily said, it's just like it's rock music with mainstream touch. Like, we love breaking all the genre boundaries. We're definitely a rock band, but we also love everything that's going on in the mainstream. It can be electronic dance music or rap or hip hop, trap music, anything, just like anything that's going on in there. We listen to a lot like pop artists, and we want to bring that, the cool stuff about the mainstream artists, we want to bring them to rock music, and that's the idea. And violent pop just like sounded really describing 8 years ago when we started. But evil pop, wow,
that's a new violent pop.
Yeah.
So you guys are much more open-minded, I guess. It sounds like violent pop is less restrictive and more free.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Got it. And the two of you, it's unique to kind of have two frontmen. I guess, how does this work? Do you sort of plan who's going to do what? Is it based on the different flavor you each bring?
Yeah, it's basically, it's been like that I sing the chorus and Niko is doing the verse parts, but it's mixing up all the time. So we're not that kind of turn to the different kind of things. So basically we just mix it up and sing in different modes and stuff like that.
Yeah, the basic idea was probably because like we loved Linkin Park, and then like the guys had a rock band, and I was doing all these hip hop and pop things. I was making beats for rappers and writing pop songs, and then the guys asked me to join like as a rapper to bring the fresh touch to the rock music. But then it's been mixing up during the last 8 years. It's been mixing up a lot, and I think me and Joe we're pretty different kind of singers. So we just we listen to what the song needs and then just roll with it.
Yeah.
And do all of you guys live in Oulu?
No, actually, we live in Helsinki. 4 of us lives in Helsinki right now, but two of the guys are living in Oulu. But we still visit Oulu all the time because it's our hometown.
We're actually going there next weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow.
And is this a hub of rock music or violent pop? Is Oulu known for this type of music?
Yeah, there was this one pretty big band from Oulu back in 2000, early 2000s. It was called Sentenset. It was pretty big. They sold like 500,000 copies of albums in Europe. And also there has been this indie rock band called Satellite Stories. They were also pretty big. But I don't know, after that, I think we are the next generation's big thing from Oulu. I would say that.
When you go home, it must be crazy. It must be like the locals go wild.
They almost did that.
It's been like, it's so crazy. Like, we went there after we won the UMK, the Finnish finals of this Eurovision thing, and then they were like the mayor of the city, or I don't know what's it called in English, but we went to like the city hall, and there was like a dinner waiting for us and all that crazy stuff, and we were hungover, and like we had party like 4 days.
We got this.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
That's the statue. That's the statue in Oulu. It's called. I don't know how to say it in English, but it's a cop standing in the middle of a
Street
marketplace.
cop.
Yeah, street cop.
Yeah, street cop.
Oh, wow. So this was like a gift from the city to you to celebrate your victory.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, it's funny when people think about Uuden Musiikin Kilpailu or Eurovision, they don't always think of maybe rock bands or certainly your flavor. How did you end up in the competition? Did your label say you need to do this, or were you guys like, we want to do this?
Like 2020 was supposed to be our big year. We released our third album, and we had big things coming, and everybody knows what happened in the beginning of 2020. And then like we hadn't thought about Eurovision or UMK or any of that stuff before. We had a perfect plan for our career, but when everything was canceled, we had no options left. And then we were like, our guitarist said that, guys, we gotta hit the television. And then we were just like, okay, we just gotta do this. There's no other option. That was the only thing we could do. And then when we participate in something like that, we always give it everything we got. And we decided that, okay, we're going and we're gonna win this.
Joel, were you also on board? You were like, let's do it, gung ho.
Yeah, we didn't have any other chances on that point because we had like two options. The first one, to stay in the rehearsal place and wait for the pandemic to pass on, or go to television and Eurovision. So basically, that was an easy choice for us. And now we're here.
And did you guys have the song already written before UMK started, or did you write it specifically for UMK?
Before
Dark Side
we
was
had it.
written, yeah, Dark Side was written way before any UMK thoughts. Like,
Yeah.
like we were so frustrated about what was going on. Everything was canceled, and we were pissed off at our rehearsal place. But then we realized that a lot of people all around the world must be feeling exactly the same way, and we wanted to make an anthem for people. Like when everything goes to shit, you don't want to hear songs about love and hope and other bullshit. You need a song to scream to, a song to put your middle fingers up and party. And we figured that people need that kind of song, and that's when we wrote Dark Side. And when the UMK thing came up, we knew Dark Side was the song to participate with.
Yep.
Fantastic. So it's interesting to hear that, the song may on stage, if someone just flipping to the channel say, oh, this is dark, but actually the message is very uplifting and inspiring.
Yeah, that's the main thing, that you can have a party in the darkness. You can just go to the dark side and have fun there. It's not about like it's not about that negative things. It's like you can kind of get rid of that frustration and all that anxiety and just throw your middle fingers up and party like never before.
Awesome. And one lyric that has a lot of people on social media asking questions, I guess, you mentioned the 27 Club, which of course is popular musicians and actors and artists who have died at the age of 27. I guess, could you tell us about that lyric and how it fits in the song?
Well, like the story behind that specific lyric was like, it was always our dream to become rock stars. And then our founding member Joel turned 27, and then everything was canceled. It felt like our dreams were ripped away from us. So that's kind of how that specific line ended up in the song. But I think many people are getting it pretty wrong. Like those guys are singing about suicide or stuff like that, and that's just not true. Like Blind Channel will never tell anyone to give up. Blind Channel tells you to get up and fucking fight. Join the dark side. Let's put up a party. If you're feeling bad, join us. Drink some Blind Channel. Let's have some fun. Like what we're basically saying, it's okay to say that I'm fucked up or I don't like myself or stuff like that. It's okay to feel like an outsider, but everybody's invited to the dark side. And we feel like it's important to be able to talk about things. It needs to be okay to say 27 Club without everybody losing their fucking minds.
Yeah. That's the correct answer.
It's interesting. So you hit 27 and the pandemic happens. Were you like, shit?
Yeah, I was pretty down at that point. It was last year, and I felt that I mean, I felt that there's nothing to do anymore. It's gonna take a lot of years that I can be the rock star that I always wanted to be. But then turn out that we can go to UMK and we can make the best song we've ever done, and that's what we did. And it was kind of a therapy for me to make Dark Side and get into this, because right now we're more popular than never before. So things are turning out pretty well right now, and I have to thank the pandemic for this to happen. Even though it sounds so fucked up, but yeah, it's kind of true that we wouldn't be here without the pandemic.
Yeah, and your own belief taking something ugly and making it something nice. So
yeah,
credit
that's
to you.
The main point.
And now the name Blind Channel, I guess you set up the band. What is the name about?
Like the Blind Channel was on a list of names when I had a list of names, cool band names. And when the guys asked me to join, I was like, the idea behind Blind Channel was that all of us grew up watching music television channels, like music videos. Our favorite artists, Linkin Park and all those bands, they had their music videos played on those channels. And then we all have felt like one day our music video is gonna play on those channels. But then when we finally got the band together and started working, those channels didn't exist anymore. It was just like reality TV and other boring stuff. Like there wasn't music anymore. And we felt like those were just blind channels to us. And then when I told the name to the guys immediately loved it. And maybe 1 hour later, we already had a Facebook site.
Yeah. It sounded so great. It was like a really good description for the sound, because it's kind of brings us back to the early 2000s, but it's still like new technology, like channels and everything like that. And I really like the name. It sounds pretty good. When you say Blind Channel, it sounds pretty good, and it feels good on your mouth. I like it.
And Joel, I can't stop looking at your tattoos. Forgive me. How many do you have?
Well, actually, right now I have this one, and then I have the almost complete sleeve, which is gonna be completed on June. And there is also one detail: Spider-Man is there. It's gonna Spider-Man or Venom. I don't know which one it is, but it's something like that. So I have only three.
Brilliant. We were all wondering. We were taking guesses on our blog team about what they were, and now we know.
and the black arm, it's not a tattoo. Many people were thinking about that, but it's not a tattoo yet.
In time. Now,
yeah.
You guys hit #1 in Finland with this song.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen on Spotify, you were also topping the Spotify lists. And this means you're not just reaching rock fans, you're reaching all types of people. You know, the Eurovision fans, you've got lots of LGBT people, lots of people into pop, lots of, I
had to take this. It was in front of me, so.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you're right.
Are you surprised that you've been able to break out of sort of a niche and reach everyone, really?
Well, that was always the point. Like that's why we call it violent pop, not violent rock. Like that was the idea, that it needs to be accessible for everyone. Like taking the rock music to the mainstream audiences. Like we don't want it to be exclusive to only metalheads or rock lovers or people like that. We want it to have catchy hooks. We want the songs to sound like you can dance to them. So it's accessible. There's something for everyone, and that was the mission from the beginning. And slowly but surely we're getting there, and that feels really good.
Brilliant. And each of you bring such different things to the table. Could you give us some trivia or an unknown fact about each of you? Something we wouldn't know from the UMK website.
Well, right now I'm pretty huge Formula One fan. I've been watching the first race and trying to kind of find out all the details about the teams and drivers, and I'm kind of into that right now. And I have to thank that Netflix series that are going on. I'm really into that. It's kind of, I think Formula One is pretty similar to Eurovision. There is a lot of similarities.
Oh, I saw that Man on Fire in a recent episode.
That was pretty bad. Yeah, I saw that. It was insane. Like he almost died, and then he walked out, and it was crazy.
Let's hope that doesn't happen to you in Rotterdam. Niko, what about you?
I was trying to pick something that I could bring to daylight. There are a lot of things that I'm never gonna say in the interviews, but yeah. Well, talking about sports, I used to play football, but music kind of saved me from sports. Or at least I thought so. But then, you've seen our performance. I think it's a sport in itself.
Yeah, it's not
that happens.
Far away from sports.
Yeah.
All the jumping on stage, I love it. But the two, I don't know who it is. I think it's two of the guitarists. They run across the stage and spin.
Yeah, it's pretty cardio all the time.
It's like choreography. It's like a dance show. It's fantastic. Two final questions for you. The first one is, have you filmed your live on tape performance, and how did it go?
Yeah, we filmed it, and actually it was filmed in Tampere when UMK happened. It was filmed on the same spot, but it's a little different than UMK, but not much. And also, well, if you think about Eurovision show, it's kind of upgraded version of the UMK, so we're not going to a different dimension. We have the same line, but we're going up. So basically, yeah.
Cool. And a final question for you. You know, you've got all these new fans, not just in Finland, but all over Europe and the world. Could each of you give them a message, just something you want them to take away from your Eurovision journey?
Hi, guys. Yeah, we love all our fans. Welcome to the dark side. The party's better up in the darkness. Throw your middle fingers up. Drink some blind channel. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. We need you more than ever in Rotterdam.
They are Niko and Joel, the two frontmen of Blind Channel, Finland's Eurovision 2021 act. Their song is Dark Side. You can listen to it on YouTube. Watch the performance right now. It is amazing. You guys, kiitos upeasta showsta. It was so nice to talk to you.
Thank you
very much.